But I dates but I dates that's gonna be a no. And I just, you know, I feel like my partner should be able to tell me their experiences and we both share our life story, because I really want to know the ins and outs of my man, and I want him to know everything about me, like in and out. I like telling everybody, at least my partner, everything about myself. I'm an open book. But see, I ain't trying to hear how you was slopping Toppy Timmy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear about you gargled. I don't want to hear that stuff. And I don't want to know it, because then I just can't. I don't think I could do it, y'all. And it's no judge or no hate to bisexual men. It's just, I know for a fact that I couldn't do it. Well, he would have to look a certain type of way. Like, if he looked like Thor, or he looked like just like a normal, like, he can't look bisexual. There's a lot of bisexual men, no offense to y'all, that you guys look bisexual. I don't like that.
Her name is SaySoTV, and she is bisexual, a bisexual woman, but she will not date a bisexual man.
I know that me and this girl will look good together. Like, we'll have a pretty ass baby and everything. I'm just like, damn, like, man, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, man, you know what? And she was like, she told her that I was bi, but because she knows that I mess around with guys, and she's bisexual herself, but because she knows that I mess around with guys, she don't want to give me no shot. I'm like, wait a minute. How the fuck you gonna judge me for being bisexual, but your ass is bisexual too? Double standard, all right?
His channel name is SaySoTV. He is a bisexual male, and he dates men and women, but he says bisexual women refuse to date him because he's bisexual. People like to say that everything should be fair. Everything should be the same for everyone. But I don't really believe that people really believe in what they're saying, because you can see the evidence all around you. I did a video titled "Bisexual Women Rarely Date or Marry Women." And I said women collectively, because women are the female sex. And women, they vary in their sexual orientation. Bisexual women have their own sexual orientation. Heterosexual women have their own sexual orientation. Pansexual women have their own sexual orientation. Demisexual women have their own sexual orientation. Asexual women have their own sexual orientation. And lesbian women have their own sexual orientation. And I also did another video titled "Lesbians Do Not Sleep with Certain Kinds of Women." And I did receive feedback, and I appreciate everyone who did provide feedback. Some people leave comments under my YouTube videos. Some people prefer to send me direct messages on my other social media platforms. Sometimes I get emails. And sometimes when I'm coaching a client, they will mention a video that they wanted to elaborate on. It can be many ways that I receive feedback, and I appreciate all of the feedback, because honestly, we are all entitled to our beliefs. But what is a contradiction is when people say that they should be treated fairly or equally or the same by other groups of people. But they don't treat other people fairly or equally or the same. And that's very hypocritical and it's contradictory. Now, I did receive some feedback from women who identify as bisexual. And some of the feedback, they were very understanding and supportive of the videos that I mentioned. But there were some bisexual women who did not agree with anything that I said. And that's fine if you disagree with my topics, because I don't expect everyone to be on the same page with me. But what I do not tolerate are disrespectful people and people who profess that everyone should be treated fairly and equally and the same, but they do not reciprocate the same attitude or behavior to other people. And although there are some very amicable as well as knowledgeable women who identify as bisexual, I am not referring to you at all in this message. But I am addressing bisexual women who have provided feedback to me about my content. You see, it's only fair and equal and the same that I give you a response when you actually go to my social media platforms and send me direct messages or send me emails or comments expressing your disdain or your disagreement with my content. So you did that, and I am addressing you today because it's fair, since you express that I am not being fair or equal or the same when it comes to bisexual women. Now, to explain what I mean, I have received feedback from certain bisexual women who let me know that lesbians are the reasons why there is division between bisexual women and lesbians. And their reason for believing their statements is because they express that lesbians often reject them, or lesbians will not give them a chance to have sex with them. Now, not once did I hear a bisexual woman say, lesbians will not give me a chance to date them. For some reason, bisexual women are focused on being sexually involved with lesbians, but they never discuss dating and having a relationship with a woman or marrying a woman. They focus on only a physical sexual act. However, they are very upset when lesbians deny a bisexual woman's advance to have sex with them. And they say that lesbians are the reasons why bisexual women and lesbian women are not able to get along in the LGBT community. Now, this is what I want to inform you. Bisexual women who have written me, commented, or whatnot. And let me also mention, they also said that they have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, or that they were subscribed and they unsubscribed. I found that to be humorous, because subscribing to my YouTube channel is free. It doesn't cost you anything to do it, just like it doesn't cost you anything to not subscribe. So there's no harm. But I'm sure they intended to hurt my feelings, because they said that they're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, or that they unsubscribed from my YouTube channel. But you are the one who made the choice to go to my YouTube channel and click on a video that I created and watch the video. And then you went out of your way to send me a direct message on my social media, or send a comment or an email. That takes a lot of time and thought to do those steps. So it was your choice to listen to my video. And now you're upset with me because you disagree with my content, when you already saw the video title, so you knew what to expect, but you still chose to listen. And now you want to complain and be angry with me because I am a lesbian. And you also want to take out your anger and your frustration out on me because of your own experiences with lesbians. Well, you also said that everybody should be treated fairly and equally and the same. Well, let's focus on what you stated and what you believe as a bisexual woman. You said that lesbians do not give you a chance. Lesbians reject you when you approach them for sex. Have you ever thought that your approach is completely disturbing? Now, you did say everyone should be treated fairly and equally and the same. I mentioned that bisexual women who are involved with men sexually and in relationships, they're dating them or they're married to them, they are very much so influenced by men. You take on the energy of a man when you have sexual relationships with him. You also become emotionally attached to a man. Whatever a man secretes into you sexually. I am trying to keep it PG-13. You are heavily involved with the man. And it shows. and you don't even see yourself. You can look in a mirror and you still don't see yourself. But lesbians can see you clearly. And the reason why is because lesbians are not caught up in dealing with men. We don't have a sexual or emotional attachment to a man like you do as a bisexual woman. Imagine the man that you are sleeping with. Imagine he tells you, I like having sex with you, but I would never date you, and I definitely would never marry you. How would you feel as a bisexual woman? Well, more than likely, you probably wouldn't like what he said to you. But you probably do need to accept it, because it's only fair that he says that to you. It's only treating you equally and treating you the same, because that is the same attitude and the mindset that you take on as a bisexual woman towards lesbians. Basically, you're acting and thinking like a man, because you think that all a woman is good for is to be used sexually. But discard her when it comes to dating and relationships and marriage, because she's not worth it. That's how you, as a bisexual woman, think, act, and behave towards lesbians. And we see that clearly. But you act so lost and confused when a lesbian rejects you. But men treat women like that all the time. They treat women like sexual objects, like playthings. And many bisexual women treat other women the same way. But since you, as a bisexual woman, says everybody should be treated fairly and equally and the same, well, you think lesbians should treat you fairly, equally, and the same. And what you mean by that is lesbians should forfeit their intuition. They should not use their intellect. And they should just fall head over heels in love with you because you're a woman. And she should just completely not even consider what you said to her, how you approached her. Because bisexual women say things and they don't even realize that what you said was utterly disrespectful. There are bisexual women who only use women to get sexual experience, and also to release that pent up sexual energy that they have, that they're not ready to expose to their family or their friends or their church community, because they don't want other people to know that, hey, I'm bisexual. But you feel like, well, I can still have my fun on the side and go sleep with a girl when I get the urge and the feeling. But it's so easy for me to just pretend like I'm a straight girl, because people think I'm straight anyway. and I'll just go back to my boyfriend or my husband and act like nothing ever happened because you enjoy the heterosexual privilege. But you get offended when a lesbian rejects you because you think that because you're a female and because you have a vagina, then that gives you every right to have access to lesbians. But as I mentioned, you should treat people fairly and equally the same, but you don't. You don't want the men who you are involved with sexually to disrespect you. You don't want them to leave you hanging, sleep with you, and then they don't want to see you in public. They don't want you around them in public. They act like they don't know you. They treat you like a thought. And that's THOT. But it's all right if he does it because he's a man. But if a lesbian rejects you because you want to do to her what that man did to you, then all of a sudden you're offended and you're angry with lesbians. And lesbians are the reasons why bisexual women and lesbian women don't get along. And then bisexual women say that everybody needs to be treated fairly and equally and the same. But they won't even date or marry bisexual men. I don't want to hear another bisexual woman come to my YouTube channel or any of my social media platforms or anywhere where I am and gripe and complain and show their anger and frustration towards lesbian women because lesbians do not want to be involved with bisexual women who sleep with men, who are sexually active with men. Lesbians do not have sex with men, and lesbians do not have sex with women who have sex with men. It's only fair. It's only equal. Lesbians have their own sexual orientation. Just like you, a bisexual woman, you have your own sexual orientation. But you have an issue with lesbians who refuse to have sex with you. Mind, you won't even date or marry a lesbian because you enjoy heterosexual privilege. Because you think being with a man is easier. And you think that being with a man is preferred. But what kind of man? Is it the heterosexual cisgender man? Clearly it is, because many bisexual women refuse to sleep with, date, or marry bisexual men. They will reject a bisexual man. Why? Because he's bisexual. Now, isn't that hypocritical of you? Because you said, as a bisexual woman, to me, you went out of your way to come on to my platforms to tell me that I don't treat everybody equal and fair and the same, because I'm a lesbian woman and I explained lesbian sexuality and lesbian nature. Because I said that lesbians do not have sex with women who have sex with men, and that lesbians do not have sex with women who are sexually active with men, you said, I am not being fair, I am not being equal, and I'm not treating everyone the same. But yet you, a bisexual woman, is rejecting a bisexual man because he's bisexual. Make it make sense. You're a walking contradiction, and you're not treating everyone fairly and equally and the same as you profess that you are. Why are you rejecting bisexual men? Let's find out. She's rejecting bisexual men because he's not a heterosexual man. What's the difference between a heterosexual man and a bisexual man? The answer is their sexual orientation. You see, both kinds of men are men. They are of the male sex. But what makes them different is their sexual orientation. And bisexual women will have sex, date and marry heterosexual men. But they will reject and refuse to date or marry or have sex with bisexual men. Why? Because bisexual men have sex with men. And you don't like it. But yet you complain about lesbians telling you that lesbians don't have sex with women because they have sex with men. And you're angry and bitter with lesbians. But it's okay for you as a bisexual woman to reject and refuse to have sex with bisexual men or date or marry bisexual men. Why? Because you think, oh, he's into men. He has sex with men. Oh no, he's not heterosexual. No. Well, the next time you ever think about coming to my YouTube channel, whether you are subscribed or unsubscribed, please understand you need to eat your own words and treat everyone fairly and equally and the same. And you need to be respectful, because I do not want your subscription, which by the way is free. You didn't do anything to do it. It wasn't much effort. More than likely, you've never signed up for a life coaching session. You probably have never even seen a therapist, because people who think like you are not self-aware people. You're actually not the kind of person who is ready for a mature relationship. You're not the kind of person who considers other people, because you're selfish. And when you hear something that you don't agree with, you like to go out and take out your anger on people who are not the problem, who are not the issue. The truth is, you have an issue with the truth. You have an issue with people standing in their truth and believing in what they believe in. You want things to go your way. But the world doesn't go around you. The world keeps going on. So, if you want everybody to treat everybody equally and fairly and the same, you be the first to do it. And by you going out of your way as a bisexual woman, confronting me, a lesbian, on my YouTube channel, if you have a problem with my YouTube channel, please unsubscribe. You can even block me. I'm not hurt, but you're hurting yourself because you're not being the woman that you need to be. And you're not being fair to everyone. You're not treating everyone equally. And you're not treating everyone the same. So take your own advice and take yourself away from any of my platforms because you're not welcomed here. If you do decide to mature and to get some wisdom, well, maybe you can start your own YouTube channel and talk about your bisexual perspective. But here, I provide my lesbian perspective. I am Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share the video. Have a beautiful day.